I got into the best shape of my life, and mentally I was probably at my lowest, and that confused me more than anything because I thought once I fixed how I looked, everything else would follow, but it didn't. On paper, I did everything right. I trained consistently, I lost 10 kilograms, and I built discipline. People started treating me differently. I got more attention, more validation. To everyone else, my life had improved, but internally, nothing had really changed. The whole reason I lost all this weight and got into shape was because I had just experienced the breakup, and the breakup was my fault. So obviously, when I got into this shape, I had done no work mentally. I was still making the same decisions that had got me into that position in the first place. I was still chasing validation, still going back to similar situations, and still drinking myself to sleep whenever some things felt slightly off. I just looked better doing it, and that's when it hit me. Fixing your body doesn't fix your behavior. It just gives you a better version of yourself to hide behind. And I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong. We're told, work on yourself, but most people interpret that as fix the external. Go to the gym, get in shape, look better. And don't get me wrong, that does matter. The gym did give me discipline and it did give me structure. It raised my standards physically, but it didn't fix how I thought, how I treated people, how I handled my emotions. And this is the uncomfortable part. I wasn't a bad person because I was out of shape. I was a bad person because of how I behaved. And getting into shape didn't change that. It just made it easier to ignore. There were moments where I was sat in my room thinking, I've done all of this work, why do I still feel like this? Why am I still making mistakes, hurting people, and going back to things I know aren't right? And the answer wasn't, oh, I needed more discipline. It was, I needed more honesty. Here's what I started to understand. There are two types of improvement. Body, money, status. Those are external. There's also internal. Behavior, decision-making, and self-awareness. Most people focus on the first because it's visible, but the second one, that's the one that actually changes your life. You can build a better body and still be the same person. I was fitter and more confident externally, but internally, I was still insecure, I was still impulsive, and I was still dependent on other people. That's why nothing changed, because I actually didn't. So what actually helped? Not another diet, not more gym sessions, it was this. First, I actually had to admit I'm the problem. Not in a self-hating way, but in a way that gave me control, because if it's you, you can change it. I also started noticing my patterns, what I did when I felt uncomfortable. I drank, distracted myself, and I went back to chasing validation from other people. And once you see that pattern, you can interrupt it. Small behavior changes. Not big life overhauls, just small things. Not replying when I knew it was wrong. Not going out when I was trying to escape. Sitting with an uncomfortable feeling instead of avoiding them. That's when things actually started to change. So there's this idea that if you improve your life, you'll feel better. But sometimes you improve your life and realize the problem was never your life. It was how you were living it. Does this mean I regret getting into shape? Not at all. It helped me. It built discipline and it gave me structure, but it also showed me something very important. You can look like you've got everything together and still be completely lost. So if you're sitting there thinking, if I just fix this one thing, everything will be better, just understand this. Fixing your body won't fix your life. It might expose it. And that's what happened to me when I got into the best shape of my life and still hit my lowest.